The Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame recognizes Ohio's distinguished men and women who have worn the uniform of our nation's armed forces and then continue to contribute to their communities, state, and nation through exceptional acts of volunteerism, advocacy, professional distinction, public service, and philanthropy. The Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame. Nominate a veteran today.
Michael Jackson, Marine Corps, Vietnam. I was raised in Middletown, Ohio. I got 2 letters. One was acceptance to law school, and one was my draft notice. I was in college at the time. I needed to go to summer school to complete a course. My draft board said, "You're going to get drafted." And I said, "What about my law school? You can always go after the service." So that was their response. I walked out of my draft physical, deciding I did not want to be in the Army. The people I was around, I thought, had no interest in protecting me. And if I was going to do this, and my family members have done it for years and years, I walked down the end of the hall and saw a Marine officer. I said, "I've got a problem." So I talked to him for 20 minutes, and he said, I can solve your problem. Join up. You can go to officer training school. You can complete your college. You can go to law school after the service. That's exactly what I did. I was commissioned as second lieutenant. I went over on a plane with 60 second lieutenants and 60 privates. I think we all looked at each other and said, "I hope that person doesn't end up in my unit." But we got off the plane. It was scorching hot. I took a truck up to the DMZ, and I took over a platoon as a second lieutenant. I was wounded thereafter, came back, took over a company as a first lieutenant, and completed my 13-month tour intact. So I went to law school, graduated with honors, which never would have occurred had I gone straight from college to law school. The Marine Corps made sure I understood what commitment meant and what discipline meant. I got out, young attorney, met my wife, moved to Cleveland, and started practicing here. Ended up years later at a large law firm. I'd always wanted to be a judge, and one of the reasons I wanted to be a judge is to start a Veterans Treatment Court, which was perhaps one of the most meaningful aspects of my working career, because it brought me back with veterans again. I think the point where I became active as a veteran was the Cleveland Welcome Home Parade for Vietnam veterans in 1988. People didn't know I was a veteran, which is not unusual for Vietnam veterans. But there was a parade being scheduled or being developed for Vietnam veterans in Cleveland. And I went to my law office the day of the parade, and I had my medals that were given as service in Vietnam, and I had them in my pocket. I was on my floor in my law office downtown Cleveland, and a friend of mine said, "What are you doing today?" I said, "Well, I'm just deciding whether I'm going to march in this parade today." And he said, "Well, why would you not?" He said, "I didn't know you were a veteran, but you're a Vietnam veteran?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, of course you march in that parade. You earned it. It's for you. Why are you standing here? Get down there." So I did it. I just said, he's right. And I went down to the coffee shop that I usually go to, and I saw 50 or so other men with their medals on, or a hat on, and they stopped to have coffee to go down to the parade. And I'd been there every day. They didn't know I was a veteran. I had no idea they were a veteran. They didn't even know who they were. So I went down, joined the parade. I'm walking down there, and I hear this, "Lieutenant L.T. Jackson, over here." It was a police corporal or sergeant, dog handler, who was in my unit, and He's the bravest Marine I've ever been around. Hadn't seen him in 20, 15, whatever years. And I marched, of course, with him and everyone else. On the second day of the event, because it was more than just a parade, one of the leaders came up to me and said, "We want you to give the closing remarks at the virtual wall that we had here." And he said, "You're going to say no, but you're doing it because you need to do it." And he was right. It's obviously a humbling aspect of it because you're being recognized, because other people think you're worthy of this. And it just feels complete.
Selection and induction into the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame is a great honor. Nominate a veteran today